What quote from a video game stuck with you? Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, said the man in Washington. It belongs to the poor. No, said the man in the Vatican. It belongs to God. No, said the man in Moscow. It belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose rapture. Dukes X. Every war is the result of a difference of opinion. Maybe the biggest questions can only be answered by the greatest of conflicts. J.C. Denton. Just one question. What if you miss? I won't. My name is Viktor Usnov, and I'll have my revenge. Apostrophe. Dragovich. Kravchenko. Steiner. All must die. These men all must die. The numbers Mason. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. What do they mean? Question mark. Exclamation mark. Question mark. Black Ops 1 had such a cool story. Does this unit have a soul? I replayed all of Mass Effect 2, just to make sure the Jethunquarians made peace. Can't have Tali and Legion fighting. I tried to replay Mass Effect going renegade and nihilistic. I couldn't. Knowing the implications of your decisions. I couldn't be that guy. I'm wondering if knowing the impact of your actions makes you more likely to be good, rather than bad? Is that empathy? It depends. If I want to punch someone in the face, but don't because I know it will hurt them, and I don't want them to feel pain, then yes. But if I don't punch them, because I know it might get me in trouble, and that the other person might hit me back, then that's just logical reasoning. This one is machine and nerve, and has its mind concluded. This one is, but flesh and faith, and is the more deluded. Apostrophe. /grav mind. Kill me or release me. Parasite. But do not waste my time with talk. Apostrophe. There is much talk, and I have listened through rock and metal and time. Now I will talk, and you will listen. Apostrophe. For all the bombast and popularity of the Halo games, the campaigns were written so damn well. Gravamind's poetic speech just hits that sweet spot. Do not be sorry, be better. New God of War. Similarly, at the very end of the last boss fight, we must be better than this. Apostrophe. This sense here, we must be better. Neck snap. What an awesome game. The fact that Kratos would even give them one more chance in the first place really shows how Kratos has grown. My favorite part about his character development was handled is that they don't try to sugarcoat any of the things Kratos has done. When it's brought up in the story, you go in knowing he's done terrible things and the game uses that as a starting point. I read a very interesting comment about how, if you have never played the original games, you kind of play the game through Atreus' eyes not knowing what he has done. Such a cool game. I throw my head out of the gutter for 1 freaking second and fate shovels ship in my face. Ken Rosenborg in Vice City. Go get some sleep. What are you gonna do? I'll drop by your office tomorrow, so we can start sorting this mess out. We all make choices, but in the end our choices make us. By a shock. A man chooses. A slave obeys. Stand amongst the ashes of 1,000,000,000 dead souls, and ask the ghosts of honor matters. Javik. What's cool with that quote is how the character is able to react to it fundamentally. Renegade Shepard takes that to heart, survival being most important, with any sacrifice necessary to make it happen. Paragon Shepard is the refutation of it. Honor is necessary to bind disparate factions together, and the sum of that alliance is greater than the whole. It's time to kick gum and chew ass, and him all out of ass. Science isn't about why, it's about why not. The game is Portal 2 for those that don't know. My favorite Cave Johnson quote is, "We are throwing science at the wall here to see what sticks." I work in a lab, and it's amazing how accurate that quote is. My favorite quote has to be this one. For this next test, we put nanoparticles in the gel. In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are gonna travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors. Apostrophe. Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too. Apostrophe. You can only ship on people so many times before they decide it's their turn to pull down the pants. John Marston. Read Dead Redemption. I'm Herbert Moon. Apostrophe. Herbert Moon. Read Dead Redemption. You're not a Jew, are you? Cause I don't serve Jews. Apostrophe. Herbert Moon. Remember, no Russian. Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine. Not that I wish to imply you have been sleeping on the job. No one is more deserving of a rest, and all the effort in the world would have gone to waste until, well, let's just say your hour has come again. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. So, wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes. My brain can recite every line in the right cadence. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference. Wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes. Well, guess I'm playing this game tonight. No joke. I'll be replaying the Half-Life franchise for the rest of my life. MGS1. Check the code on the back of the CD case when you have to call a stranger on your codec. This messed with 11 years old me so much. Pre-internet era. Not realizing Colonial Campbell was referring to the tangible case the game came in. Yeah, this was a real bitch when you didn't actually own the game and just rented it from Blockbuster. Try having the game as digital download on PS3 and it still tells you to check the back of the box. Doesn't the digital download come with an electronic version of the manual? The frequency should be on there. We live a good life, brother. The best. May it never change. And it may never change us. Cue the panoramic shot of Florence's Easiest family. Now the Assassin's Creed franchise theme swells in the background. Act 2 is the best act game in regards to storytelling for me. Ezio will always be in the top 5 video game characters. I may have the act fatigue right now, but will always go back to playing that franchise. May you find your worth in the waking world. Apostrophe. Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them. Soon enough. Ah. What's that smell? The sweet blood. Oh. It sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick. Too proud to show your true face. But what a sporting hunt it was. Apostrophe. Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight? Chances are very good. Never before have so many come together from all quarters of the galaxy. But never before have we faced an enemy such as this. The Reapers will show us no mercy. We must give them no quarter. They will terrorize our populations. We must stand fast in the face of that terror. They will advance until our last city falls. But we will not fall. We will prevail. Each of us will be defined by our actions in the coming battle. Stand fast. Stand strong. Stand together. Hack it out. Admiral Hackett. Mass Effect 3. You did good, son. I'm proud of you. Admiral Anderson. Mass Effect 3. The game was rigged from the start. Benny. What in the goddamn? Exclamation mark. Apostrophe. Let's keep this smooth. Smooth moves like smooth little babies. What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. Thanks RQK. I know every line by heart. This game taught me to speak and understand English. Just before that it was, your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind still needs a savior such as you. Apostrophe. But the thing that stucks with me is, sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul? Matthew 16:26. I believe. Apostrophe. Dear humanity, we regret being alien bastards. We regret coming to Earth. And we most definitely regret that the core just blew up our raggedy ass fleet. Apostrophe. Or anything else he said. Literally anything else. What are you selling? Apostrophe. Oh. I'll buy it at a high price. Apostrophe. Not enough cash. Stranger. Got some rare things on sale. Stranger. My country lay within a vast desert. When the sun rose into the sky, a burning wind punished my lands, searing the world. And when the moon climbed into the dark of night, a frigid gale pierced our homes. No matter when it came, the wind carried the same thing. Death. But the winds that blew across the green fields of Hyrule brought something other than suffering and ruin. I coveted that wind, I suppose. Ganondorf, the Wind Waker. When Corypheus says, I have seen the throne of the gods, and it was empty, in Dragon Age Inquisition. The lead up lines are great too. That bit when you tell him you aren't afraid of him. Words mortals often hurl at the darkness. Once they were mine. They are always lies. Apostrophe. Nobard is dicks that long. Not even Long Dick Johnson. And he had a ducking long dick. Thus, the name. Rose of Sharon Cassidy. Fallout, New Vegas. They asked me if I had a degree in theoretical physics. I said I had a theoretical degree in physics. They said welcome aboard. Apostrophe. Some scientist, or not. I love how shooting him in the face doesn't count as murder and the NCR doesn't care at all. BRB. Gotta try something. It's very satisfying. I have asked the plants. But the plants do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks and the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Apostrophe. Man, the Jack trilogy was so damn good. 50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town. I lost 30,000 men in the blink of an eye. And the world just fucking watched. The only F word in the whole game. And it was powerful. Well, until you got to multiplayer. I remember some angry mom getting on the headset in COD 4 and yelling at my buddies and I forswearing. We were all in our late 20s early 30s at the time. Among our responses of bitch I'm 30, our one buddy just calmly says, ma'am, the ESRB does not rate online interaction. I lost my shit. It was simple, elegant. It's so much easier to see the world in black and white. Grey, I don't know what to do with Grey Garrus Vicarian. It's great that Garrus doesn't have that stick in his ass. But now he's beating people to death with it. To Tiny Tina. Freaking out because she thinks that liking a salad means she'll turn in a boring adult. Lilith. Tina. You're talking to 3 grown people who just collected a bunch of imaginary crumpets cause they thought it'd be fun. There's no such thing as adulthood. Best DLC ever emo. So full of stupid little funny moments, but that overarching, having Tina deal with Roland's death and finally accepting it was gut-wrenching. There is still time to stop the key from turning. But first, it must be found. You will search one likely spot, and you will search another. Fate had US meet as foes, but this ring will make US brothers. Grab mind. To Master Chief and the Arbiter. Halo 2. Would you kindly? Powerful phrase. A familiar phrase? So I'm going to ask you a favor. Sleepyhead. Ever since we were kids, I'd always be the one to wake you up when you slept in. But this time, when all of this is over, will you come to wake me up? Zelda, Skyward Sword, Link. You may not be at a point where you have fully recovered your power or all of your memories, but courage need not be remembered, for it is never forgotten. Zelda, Breath of the Wild. You are not prepared. Akama, your duplicity is hardly surprising. Apostrophe. Betrayer. In truth, it was I who was betrayed. Apostrophe. Still I'm hunted. Still I'm hated. Now my blind eyes see what others cannot. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. And sometimes the hand of fate must be forced. Apostrophe. Illidan was loaded with good quotes. One of the greatest RPG villains right up there with Arthas. A quote from Deacon from Fallout 4, 2015. But I had a point here. A lesson, if you will. There are other organizations out there, and, in time, I'm sure they're going to spoon feed you their own patented form of bullshit. Ignore the verbiage, and look at what they're doing. What they're asking you to do. What sort of world they'd have you build, and how they're going to pay for it. Apostrophe. This felt so real and rest immersed. Be in the game when Deacon said it. It was the only time I really felt like I was speaking to someone in that entire game. Yeah. He was actually my favorite companion. Shame that the factions are so lame. They have solid foundations. Mostly. But the depth just never really finds its way to the surface. But the engraving gives you no tactical advantage whatsoever. Apostrophe. Unless you're trying to auction it off as a collector's item. And you're forgetting one more very basic thing. You don't have what it takes to kill me. Hey Nico. It's Roman. Let's go bowling. Apostrophe. I just had a flashback of me running Roman over with a comet. It wasn't impossible to build Rapture underwater. It was impossible to build it anywhere else. Andrew Ryan. Bioshock. A man creates. A parasite asks, where's my share? Andrew Ryan. Bioshock. There are many more from the whole series. A man chooses, a slave obeys. Would you kindly explain? Shonen! Exclamation mark. Jason! Exclamation mark. Jason. Gotta capture how all of the emphasis is on the first syllable. What is better, to be born good, or to overcome your evil nature through great effort? It makes me think about how important it is to remember that circumstances impact us, but do not define us. Furthermore, a little good by one person may be more worthy than much good by another. How can you judge without understanding? Parthunax! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. That sage dragon. He's such a good dragon. Duck blades. One time I killed Parthunax. Then I killed the Greybeards and captured their souls. Then I forged a sword from his bones and enchanted it with their souls and named it the Way of the Voice. I still feel bad about it, but it was a hell of a sword. Jesus Christ, man. Additionally, whenever I was about to do something super fucked up, like murder every soldier and civilian in Winterhold to end the war, I'd use that fancy bow to make the sun go dark. I was rapping as a Daedra worshipper. It was a fun playthrough. The moral of the story is you're a total bitch. Borderlands 2. Violence doesn't solve anything except for all the things it does. Mr. Talk. I smell delicious. Apostrophe. Athena. There's nowhere you can hide. Spartan. Put as much distance between you and the truth as you want. It changes nothing. Pretend to be everything you are not. Teacher. Husband. Father. But there is one unavoidable truth you will never escape. You cannot change. You will always be a monster. Kratos. I know. But I'm your monster no longer. This whole section of the game is honestly just amazing. Thank you so much for playing my game. Mario64. Everyone I've ever cared for has either died or left me. Everyone to cringe except for you. So don't tell me I would safer with someone else, cause the truth is I would just be more scared. Ellie. Last of Us. That whole barn scene was amazing. But that line was the climax. For me it was the final cutscene. When the credits started rolling I just turned off the TV and sat there in the quiet for a while. Swear to me that everything you told me about the Fireflies was true. I swear. Okay. Paraphrasing of course, but Joel's delivery is what knocked that out of the park. Cold as ice. I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear. My Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattata. Right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. Apostrophe. Wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes. Can't believe he didn't even address me as Dr. Freeman. I worked hard for that PhD. You notice how at the start of the game he calls you Mr. But by the end he calls you Doctor. Almost like you've earned his respect in a strange way. So he's now willing to call you Doctor. I notice you haven't shot me in the face. Curious as to why. Maybe you're weighing the moral pros and cons, but let me assure you that oh my god, shoot me in the goddamn face. What are you waiting for? Wasn't his name Face McShooty? Yes it is lol. Patience laddie. Don't do anything stupid, Captain Macmillan in COD 4. In real life, when I know I should be thinking things through before acting or gaming, when I'm waiting for the perfect time to take a shot or something, I hear him say that in my head. Scottish accent and all. Dream. Not of what you are, but of what you want to be. Dance water dance. Or alternatively, get up on the Hydra's back. Apostrophe. Why are we still here? Just to suffer? I'm not going to write the entire monologue, but you'll get the point. I can feel them. The friends I've lost. The comrades I've lost. My hand. Even my fingers. I'll attract the enemy with my human call. I'm so wasted. I'm so wasted. Apostrophe. No. He doesn't row. Apostrophe. Bioshock Infinite. Other gooders from Infinite. The Lord forgives all. But I'm just a prophet. So I don't have to. Amen. Apostrophe. Booker. Are you afraid of God? No. But I'm afraid of you. Apostrophe. It'll have 2 number 9s. A number 9 large. A number 6 with extra dip. A number 7. 2 number 45s. 1 with cheese. And a large soda. All we had to do is follow the damn train, CJ. Arthas, the blood of your father, of your people, demands justice. Come forth, coward, and answer for your crimes. You speak of justice, of cowardice? I will show you the justice of the grave, and the true meaning of fear. We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open. Fear the old blood, apostrophe. It has risen again. Sir Daniel Fortesque, c. the hero of Gallowmere, who fell at the first charge. The fog of war and the shrouds of time conspired to turn the arrow fodder into the savior of the day, but we knows better. Cloud strife. No one lives in the slums because they want to. It's like this train. It can only go where the tracks take it. Final Fantasy VII. You were deafened. At last. You could hear. You were broken. You were whole. You were blinded. And, at last, you saw. Kriya. Knights of the Old Republic, the Sith Lords. Switching to your secondary is faster than reloading. Diamoni, never give up. We never forget. We never die. This is a land. You wanna stay. You stay here forever. We gonna bury you here. Do a barrel roll. Do you mind? I'm doing the fish stick. It's a very delicate state of mind. In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings. Apostrophe. We are amidst strange beings, in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But, use this, to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. I hear it's amazing when the famous purple stuffed worm in Flapjaw space with a tuning fork does a raw blink on Harakiri Rock. I need scissors. 61. Apostrophe. AI Kernel. MGS2. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.